Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And today, again, we are talking about manifestation. Now, I understand that this is probably going to get repetitive for a while, but there is a purpose to that. As I talked about in my previous video, repetition is a huge key for manifesting. And if I continue to use repetition in the videos, not getting too repetitive to where it's annoying, hopefully, but repeating things in different ways to try to help you understand or refresh, to get that mindset switched for you, right? To get that mindset of this is what I have to do for myself in order to manifest what I desire. I have to continue to repeat these things so that I remember, because we are reprogramming our minds, right? We are tapping into this consciousness of being in the state that we want to be in order to manifest what we desire in our reality. So today we're talking about states, and I wanted to, again, I know this might sound a little bit repetitive, but I wanted to go back to the mindset. I want you to take a inventory of where you are and as far as your state of consciousness goes in multiple different aspects. So if you are into journaling and scripting, it would be a good time to bust out those journals and maybe take notes and write these things down. But I want you to really take stock of where you are in your relationships. I'm talking romantic relationships as one, and then in your other relationships, so your social, your friendships, your social circles, your family can be included in that if you want it to. And then those will be the first two. I want you to really take stock of like how you think within those dynamics. Like, what do you think about the people that you are that you're working with in these different dynamics? And then the third thing is I want you to think about your job or career or however it is that you bring in money. What is your mindset on that? And I guess you could just say finances. What is your mindset when it comes to your finances? Okay. And just take note, just take inventory of how you think about it. Do you think that you making money is hard? Do you think that holding a job is difficult? Do you believe that you have a harder time manifesting one of these things over the other? Okay. So again, your romantic relationships, your social and relationships with other people besides your romantic partners, your financial situation. And then I definitely want you to take note of your self-concept, which you should have been keeping track of at this point already. And then let's see, what am I missing here? Relationships, family and friends, finances, your self-concept, and again, with the finances, your career kind of falls into that, right? And then how about like just in general, your emotional state, right? Which can kind of fall into your self-concept. So 4 or 5, and then if you can think of any more, go ahead and add those to your list as well. Okay. It could be your relationship to your body, your physical, like whether you feel pain in any area of your body, if you have chronic pain or chronic illness, or if you get migraines, or if you feel like you're overweight or underweight, like body issues in general. That could be separate from your mental self-concept, or it could be tied into it. It just depends on how you want to lay this out for yourself. Okay, so when you read this back, be honest with yourself when you're doing this too, because again, being accountable for your thoughts is really going to help you to shift your reality. Not being honest with yourself doesn't hurt anybody but you. So let's get out of the, you know what I mean? Let's get out of that and get into just being open and honest with yourself so that you can change things for the better. So once you have written down those, that list, and written down a few things within each category that you think about, the state that you believe from, like how you think about your significant other or partners you've had if you're not currently in a relationship, or you know, things like that. Like with romantic relationships for you, how do things go, right? So I want you to write that down. Same with your finances. Like, where do you stand on jobs and money and bills and things like that? Like, what is your beliefs that you think that come to mind when you think of that category? Same thing with all the other categories, okay? Now that you've taken this inventory of these things, I want you to really think, like, start with the first category, right? Romantic relationships. Does what I'm thinking in this category, do all of these things align with who I want to be in romantic relationships, or with how I want to see that person? If you're specifically writing about your person, right? Does this version of them align with who I want to be in a romantic relationship with? Does this version of me align with who I want to become? Does this version of me align with the career I want, or with the amount of money I would like to make? Same with your other relationships, with all the categories. See if where you are currently at is in alignment with where you want to be. And then from there, we are going to shift into the state of being where you want to be and having what you want, okay? In order to do this, we're going to, again, like, look at your list first, be open and honest with yourself, and then if it doesn't align with the desired state, you're going to write a sentence like, I have to do this as an example. So let's think of one real quick. If in your finances you think, I have a hard time making money is the root of all evil, like, you have these concepts like, excuse me. I'm trying to think of another like really common saying and it just slipped my mind, but some of the things that we've been taught about money as we were growing up, right? We are in this, like, I grew up poor, so what are my chances of, you know, rising up? Or I have a hard time in my career because I don't do well with authority figures. I don't do well with having bosses over me. Or my business is not as successful as I'd like it to be, or I can't get off to a good start in it. Whatever the sentences that you might have wrote. We're going to shift that. So if it's your business, like, my business is doing incredible. I make so much money. Everybody's seeking me out. It just took off out of nowhere. Or as for like the money, like all those negative thoughts that we might have around money. As far as your money goes and your mindset around that and what you've been taught, like any negative thoughts or feelings you have about that, start doing affirmations for, I make this amount of money a day. I make this amount of money a month. I make this amount of money a year, or a paycheck, whatever. Set your, like, what you want to start seeing and affirm for it. Or money comes to me out of nowhere. It's just, I'm constantly finding new sources of income to supplement, you know what I mean? Like, whatever the affirmation might be. I am constantly finding new sources of income. Or as far as like your career goes, I am actively being sought out for different positions. Everybody wants to hire me. My resume is spot on. Or if you are in school, in college, or whatever, I always get straight A's. Like, whatever your categories are, just find the however many sentences you wrote down about that category, right? So say you wrote 5 for each. Find 5 positive ones to put in place of those negative ones, and then affirm them. Like, choose the top one, right? Affirm it for 10 minutes in the morning when you wake up, 10 minutes before you go to bed, and then do that for 3 days, and then cross out the negative one completely. We don't think like that anymore. That's not where we're at. We are in a new state of consciousness when it comes to money. Or you can, you know, keep going down the list and crossing them off. Now, this is just an idea. You don't have to do it this way. You can just pick things at random throughout the day. Like, oh no, I know I'm terrible with finances. I need to like shift that mindset. Do it. Whatever method you prefer to use. If you prefer to do like vision boards, like post up pictures of what your dream career, dream home, vehicle, relationship, whatever, or do it on like a Pinterest board, or however you want to do it, right? let's just start shifting our mindset, start shifting into the state that we want to be in, and creating our desired state, our desired reality. And let me know how this goes, okay, guys? And again, I like to try to do everything for 3 days, but however long it takes, like, don't stop. If you're not seeing results right away, don't stop. Repetition is the key here for this exercise, right? Whatever you put in consistently, repeatedly, will come back to you, and you'll see more and more and more, because the universe always gives you what you ask for. Always gives you what your thoughts are on that. Always continues to give you things from that state that you are in, that vibrational wavelength or whatever that you are on. That's what you'll keep getting. So keep raising it and keep getting back better and better and better things, okay? All right, guys, that's all I have for you for today, and I'll see you next time.